A conspiracy theory is an explanation of an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy by sinister and powerful actors, often political or economic in motivation.
What I'm trying to do is be righteous. And when I say righteous, I don't mean God, God righteous. I mean, just when I wake up, I know I was honest to myself. I know I was honest to myself. I know I was honest to myself.
Patrice was one of these comedians that just made you think while cracking you up. His many appearances on the Opie and Anthony show are some of the best thought-provoking shows the O&A have ever produced. And quite frankly, Patrice was way ahead of his peers in understanding the truth underneath the surface. Now, I've been a fan of his work since early 2008, and it broke my heart to hear of his early passing to the other side. But I'm happy to say that he left us with so much. Listen to the words of Patrice Oneal and his take on economics, and tell me if Patrice Oneal wouldn't have been bullish on Bitcoin.
Vince from Bayonne writes, "It's not." This is your quote, by the way, Patrice. "It's not my theory. It's just something I believe." And then he writes, "What the hell does that ever even mean?"
Yeah, it's just like I didn't look.
It's just a feeling you have.
Here's all of us. All of us are parrots of some shit somebody else. There's thoughts out there that enable us to think on top of that thought.
Right.
But there's motherfuckers who work hard on conspiracy theories. And you put them together, you either go, this is stupid, or you go, makes a lot of sense and I believe it. Because, I just believe in that kind of shit. So I'm saying I didn't make it up, but I believe in it, and I'm thinking on top of it.
But
that's
now,
all.
Now, the thing is, and this is always what blows apart any conspiracy theory with me, who's behind it?
Banks.
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 So they all get together.
Yes.
And have these meetings and plan
the
this shit.
Bilderberg group, the fucking.
And they plan it.
Yes. Foreign Affairs, the Committee for Foreign Affairs, it's these guys, they exist. They fucking exist.
So they're the ones.
Old fucking people who just want to run the earth. There's too many people. They want us to take fucking drugs and fucking vaccines that don't work. There's fucking people who are doing that.
Patrice is talking the guy that in the movie, your brakes would give out on your way home.
I just
now.
believe it.
Yeah, that's what happened in the movie. Patrice's brakes give out. What happened?
I like what Ant's saying. If all this is true, what you're saying, you're going to have a rough ride.
The timeline, do you think, before the majority of people start going, oh, fuck, we got ourselves in some shit?
I don't know. I mean...
Because there's got to be a turning point where the majority of people in the country, or in the world even, if this is a whole world thing, turn and goes, wait a minute, this isn't like it was. We're kind of really here's what kills me about people. And one thing is that we're so willing to move on from something that you go, wait a minute, can we figure this out before I move on to the next thing? Is the fact that there's it kills me that there's no basis for our wealth in this country, meaning the money's made up from debt. Debt is now wealth in this country. So all we're doing is spend. We are slaves. The government's slaves to the bank, and we're slaves to the government. But we just say okay. Like even that. Fuck all the other spaceship shit and 9/11. The real fact is you don't own your money. How many times do you pay $7 with a credit card? We don't even carry cash. Cash is useless. So our money is digitized, man. We got digital money. And you don't think they just go, hey, man, Mr. Cumia, we need an extra $2 million. We saw something in our books. What? Thank you. You can't hide it because it's on your card.
Are they doing that by closing down some of these banks?
Yeah, that's wiping
out
bank.
That's wiping out people's accounts just like that because
they're
only insured up to what?
Yeah, hey, this is for Patrice. One of the Rothschilds was quoted as saying, "We make more money in one day of war than we do in a whole year of peace.
Yeah.
Words, good business.
Yeah,
Right?
it's great business,
good
man.
candy, too.
Yeah,
The
words-
Rothschild, you ever have one of those?
you.
It's so creamy.
I think a lot of
and,
people
Had
know
enough of
that.
the Rothschilds, by the way. I'm
And
tired
again,
of
can
hearing
I,
about them.
Yes. Can I please say this? Look, if you get a guy that's just immersed in this on one side or the other, I'm talking about a little bit of information that
I hear you.
I try to put my own mind to, not just spit out what somebody.
why I'm not sitting
somebody's
here
gonna
going,
fucking
"You're
kill.
crazy."
They're gonna make me look like an asshole if they have enough shit to punch me in the head with.
That's
but
why I'm not sitting here going, wow,
You know?
Patrice, you sound crazy. Because it is a little bit of this, a little of that. And I'm usually the one that says anything conspiracy, I'm jumping on and saying bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But there's something going on I can't quite put my finger on. There's something going on.
That's why they invented.
Financially, you're right. But I don't know if it's just the evolution of where we were going anyway, if it's some group of people that are orchestrating this, or if it's just, like I said, some kind of evolution. Like people change.
If you think people aren't running it,
getting
though,
smaller because of the information age. Now that's something that came about because of just evolution of our natural curiosity of places, like when people just set out in ships to see what the fuck was over there. Electronically, we're doing that now, so the world's a smaller place, which means we trade with people.
But electronically, there's somebody that is behind every piece of industry. Somebody said I think it was this guy Aaron Russo, who was a movie producer, and then he started going into this the globalization world, and he said something about democracy. He said the forefathers didn't want democracy; they wanted freedom. Democracy is not freedom.
No, you're right.
It is slavery. It is 51% of the people control 49%. 49% of the people are slaves. It's two wolves and a sheep voting for what's for dinner. That's what democracy is. So we are under the control of something when you think democratic. It's not freedom.
We've talked about it so much.
Look, give me $5 million. I'm gonna dig a hole and hide it somehow, or I'm gonna buy jewels or something, because I know in this system, if they'll fuck a white boy, they'll fuck me. It's like Donnie Brasco. I can only be a friend of yours. I can't be a friend of ours. I can't. So it's like these guys that you think $1 billion, they're not Rockefeller and fucking J.P. Morgan, the guys who created this system, who said, fuck the Constitution, nigga. We gonna run the world. And that shit happened in 1913 with the fucking, the meeting that they, you see this thing, Why We Fight? There was it's not hitting. But
the documentary?
The documentary.
That was great.
When this guy was apologizing, was it Truman that was apologizing? He apologized for getting us into this. He said, I'm so sorry that the industrial banking system I'm sorry I fucked us up. I'm sorry. We're fucked.
Our toil, resources, and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
This country went bankrupt in 1931, man. It went back. We're just cattle, man. We ain't shit.
So we'll never really notice because we just kind of get used to things and go.
We're on a treadmill,
as long as you turn the faucet and the water comes out and.
What do you care, Ant? You got a pool
flip the switch and the light
and a
comes
fucking
on.
house, man. What do you care?
That's
You don't. Right? It's just. What do you care?
As long as I have it tomorrow and the next
Thanks,
day.
man.
So what? It's supposed to be better for Anthony? Is that what you're saying?
It's better for Ant.
Is it supposed to be better for Anthony?
Some of us have to be comfortable. That's the thing about revolt, man. And
when people revolted, everybody was fucked.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it was like close to being late.
All right, I'm just trying to like break down a little bit. So if you keep just enough people happy, like an Anthony and myself, whatever, Jimmy probably would be
enough people with the idea of happiness. Yeah.
So then it makes it easier not to have a revolution on your hands.
Because what are poor people attaining to be? They're attaining to be you.
Right.
A poor person is attaining to be me, and then I'm attaining to be you, and you might be attaining to be Bill Gates. So
you keep enough people happy, and then other people feeling like they could attain what Anthony has.
Until everybody sounds like a homeless person.
So that's why
talking about bread in your stomach.
So that's why
talking about bread in your stomach. There ain't no bread. Soak something.
So that's why in the end. So that's why in the end, is revolution isn't possible in the year 2010 in this country.
Probably not.
It's going to be Patrice O'Neal,
Man, this is all spoken. Man, you know I've been enjoying things.
Yes, in the year 2010, a revolution was impossible. But in the year 2020, a revolution is inevitable. There is a new sexy word in everybody's mouth, mind, and soul. The word is decentralization. No one special group should control the people, the money supply, or anything else ever again. Decentralization will take place. So yeah, I believe Patrice O'Neal would be bullish on Bitcoin because he understood that the bankers were all to blame for all the problems in the world. Their labor is death. Their labor is poverty. Their labor is the destruction of the planet for their own profit. But that era is coming to an end. In the year 2020, it's coming to an end. Rejoice, my brothers, because good times are coming. Freedom is coming. Knowledge is coming. And good. Daimonic, out.
I did not say I was a millionaire, but I said I've had spent more money than a millionaire. Because if I had kept all my money that I already spent, I would have been a millionaire a long time ago. And women, ooh, women, great googly moogly. Please write my mama, tell her the shape I'm in.